The Sign of the Times, episode 598 from this undisclosed park. An undisclosed park. There's a lot going on in this park. Look at this tree that Beach Barnett will expertly reveal the species of in an upcoming episode. He lives for that type of stuff. He loves botany. It's his passion in life. Beach Barnett would rather do botany than he would breathe oxygen, which is fine because botany leads to learning of trees which provide the oxygen. For the people that love the snaps, here's my brand new t-shirt I just got from Pacific Northwest wrestling star Luis Alejandro. It says L.A. and then he says this is an onk. Onk, onk, like a goose. A goose. La-onk, says the goose apparently. There's Chicken Bob. He's friendly with geese, and he doesn't mind them at all. And Chicken Bob's still in his pajamas from CPW's Pajama Slam. Chicken Bob did not win the pajama contest. I think it was rigged. He should have won the pajama contest. Chicken Bob doing his best pajamas, and he still didn't get it. Who does that to a chicken? The JB Moonshine t-shirt. JB Moonshine with a horrific knee injury. If you buy 16, 17 of these, he can pay for part of his medical expense, like when he has to buy aspirin or knee braces or something. He'll probably appreciate it. There's my Outback Jack card, Outback Jack. I don't know if he ever went to the Outback Kangaroo Farm in Washington, but he should have. He was long retired from the road when they put that in there, but maybe he's come back to visit. And he's gone to the Outback Kangaroo Farm, perhaps with Tony Gurria, to look at the kangaroos and the wallaroos and the wallabies and the emus. He'd feel right at home. I got this book for Cootie out of a little free library. I handed him The Ostrich and Other Lost Things. He's probably 16 pages into it, enjoying that book. He'll get this one at some point. A Doctor's Story from City Surgeon to Country Doc by William T. Close, M.D. He's the author of Ebola. Look at that. Current book I'm still reading, Following Fifi. The guy went to Africa and he followed chimpanzees around for like a year. Documented it. Wrote a book 40 years later. Older CAC programs. CAC wrapped up a few weeks ago. Most of them had a good time, I think. A more recent version. My RWA flyer. RWA will be back soon. They're going to do a training camp coming up. That should be very interesting. Jakari Frost autograph picture. You can get those wherever you see Jakari Frost. You see Jakari Frost, you know you can get a picture. The Twitter where you can follow me, but not literally. Not literally. Much like Beach Barnett does. Or much like Casey Carlisle does. They both do. There is the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube you may be watching right now. Right about now you're probably watching it. Hopefully subscribe, or otherwise Stompin' Steve gets a sneezy head and a nervous stomach. Imagine if they both exploded at once. There's where Steve New practices his law. Right there in that picture there. Members of Team Badneys. We saw the return of Big Rick, Betty, and Holly Swag on WOW at the tail end of that show. They jumped in to help out the Tonga twins. They sure enough did. David McLean was wrapping up the show, and then Steve and Dickie had to say, "You stop that wrapping up. Here comes the mother truckers." And they ran in and saved the Tonga twins. Another proud member, Casey Carlisle. You get pictures like that at CaseyCarlisle.com. That's CaseyCarlisle.com. Home for all your gift giving needs. Halloween's coming up. Imagine handing those out at the trick or treat. You can get some of those if you're old enough. If you love title belts. If you love Casey being pouty. Those available. There she is. There she is. big title belt. There she is with her Uncle Paul. Her Uncle Paul. Paul may be kicking into that JB knee relief support. Maybe he's thrown in a couple dollars and bought himself a picture or something. There's Paul and his freak show. Paul and Wonderful Zach. Wonderful Zach not likely to have parted with $1 to help JB's knee. Paul and his former buddy pal John Lennon. Autograph picture of Kevin Sullivan. Maybe Kevin Sullivan is like gonna chip in, buy some JB Moonshine shirts and help the relief fund. Autograph picture of Seymour Snot, proud member of the Gouge Buster. JB Moonshine never worked Gouge, but Seymour Snot has. Picture of old Ken Hamlin throwing a rock through the McDonald's. There's employees at McDonald's all over the world nervous whenever they hear old Ken Hamlin's getting hungry. Pamphlet for the Sign of the Times. And the Demon and Bunny coffee, a delicious coffee. Maybe Luis has drank some of that coffee before. I don't know. He might have. He might have. Wearing his own t-shirt, walking around saying onk onk like a goose. But this week it's a busy week. We were at the Pajama Slam last night. Chicken Bob robbed of his rightful pajama contest trophy. Travis Mayhem won it. He wore an old nightgown and some pink panties. I'm not saying they were bad, but look at Chicken Bob. Look at those pajamas. He's still wearing them. On Sunday, we're taking a week off of Turnbuckle because I have to beeline down to Cheney Stadium, possibly named after former Temple basketball coach Don Cheney, and watch the Rainiers with old Ken Hamlin. He's going to have a rock saying, "You want to steal third base on the Rainiers? Do ya, do ya, do ya?" And they're like, no. And they beg off like an old Memphis Hill back to first base. On Monday, pretty much looking free. Tuesday, maybe I'll watch some old episodes of Sledgehammer. That was a great show. One of Beast Barnett's favorite police-related TV shows of all time, I would imagine. He and Kurt Fraser probably sit down together and watch it on the YouTubes. On Thursday, I'll be heading to a Mariner game. The Mariners. Friday, on the show we have Frank Falcon. He's out of Wyoming. Wyoming-based sports entertainer. Does a lot of charitable organization shows, much like Wrestle Club. Only he's a little bit more south. And then I got to go back to the Mariners game, to the Mobile Park of Tea. Maybe I'll have a really nice green tea there. They serve a nice green tea at the Mobile Park of Tea. But the review from this undisclosed park here, where Beast Barnett's going to frantically come up with a tree species. Sunday, taking the week off of Turnbuckle, and I got to beeline down to that stadium where old Ken Hamlin is probably pacing back and forth with his rock, waiting on a cup of coffee. On Monday, pretty much free. Tuesday, maybe that's when I'll watch some Sledgehammer. Wednesday's free. Thursday, that's when I go to the Mariner game, the first of 2 nights. Friday, Frank Falcon, and then the second of 2 nights. That's pretty much episode 598.